Well, it's 6:30, I'll start the meeting. I guess the first order of business, roll call.
Mr. Dahenbaugh,
Here.
Ms. Fisher,
Here.
Mr. Vaughn,
Here.
Mr. Whitmore,
Here.
Councilman Hellinger,
Here.
Vice Chairman Junk,
Here.
Chairman Dick.
Excuse me. Thank you.
We get a motion.
Okay,
excuse.
can I have a motion for the approval of minutes?
Excuse.
You wanna
Oh, excuse, Matt, okay. Do I have a motion to excuse Matt from attendance?
We do. He couldn't make it up the stairs.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Mr. Dahenbaugh,
Aye.
Ms. Fisher,
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn,
Yes.
Mr. Whitmore,
Yes.
Councilman Hellinger,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Junk.
Yes. Okay, next I like to hear a motion for the approval of the minutes of the last board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
that.
Okay, roll call on that.
Mr. Dahenbaugh,
Yes.
Ms. Fisher,
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn,
Yes.
Mr. Whitmore,
Yes.
Councilman Hellinger,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Junk.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next order of business is the election of the officers. Since not all persons are in attendance, I'd like to move that to the next meeting. Do I hear a motion for that?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Dahenbaugh,
Yes.
Ms. Fisher,
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn,
Yes.
Mr. Whitmore,
Yes.
Councilman Hellinger,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Junk.
Yes. Okay, next order of business is the request by Michael Hornberger for approval of the driveway setback variance to the zoning code, section 115602 at 234 North Union Street on approximately 3/10 of an acre, zone R3, one family residential district.
Jordan has a presentation for.
Presentation?
Give a
for the
quick
commission.
presentation here. So the property here is located in North Union Street between East Lincoln Avenue and East Fountain Avenue. The property is zoned R3, as are all the immediate surrounding properties, and then some of the properties to the south are zoned R4 for medium density. Here's an aerial view of 234 North Union Street, as well as the surrounding properties. As you can kind of just see on this image here, there's a few driveways in the immediate vicinity that reflect what the applicant is requesting. The applicant is proposing an approximate 10-foot wide by 98-foot long driveway along the northern edge of the property that you can see up here. The property would have the driveway connect to a cement pad from an existing curb cut. The cement pad could potentially become a garage in the future. And the variance request is for the proposed driveway to be within the required 2-foot setback. As you can see here, street view shows where that driveway would be located, and you can clearly see the existing curb cut. The property owner to the north has agreed to this proposed driveway. A copy of that letter should be attached in your packet. And ultimately, staff is in support of this request. Specifically, the requested variance sufficiently addresses the 12 factors in determining a variance proposal. The major issue here would be if this would affect the character of the surrounding neighborhood. But as Lance and I took a walk one day around the area of this neighborhood, you can find a multitude of examples of driveways just immediately along property lines. So the proposed driveway here would fit in that character. And the neighbor to the north, who would be the only real neighbor impacted by this, has submitted a written letter approving of this request. And with those reasons, staff would support approval of this requested variance. But if there's any questions, then I'd be more than happy to answer any of those at this time.
Yeah, per our BZA requirements, all the neighbors within 300 feet were notified through a letter. So obviously, nobody's shown up, so it doesn't, we haven't received any calls pertaining to this, for or against it, so. Doesn't seem like,
Is there anyone here that wishes to speak on this matter? I need to swear you in, that's what I was
Yeah.
getting.
stand up and,
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? And give us your name.
Mike Hornberg,
And I'll need your address also, please.
234 North Union Street.
Thank you.
you're the owner of the property?
I am the owner of the property.
And if you would, go ahead and explain what you're doing.
Well, the driveway was already in existence before the previous owner. It was in her family.
Sir, do you just mind going to the, just because it's on the record, please? Thank you.
So the previous owner,
You can sit.
thanks.
I'm not gonna
I've been in
interrupt
the
you.
car for an hour.
Will you welcome to stand?
We're currently not, we're finishing the floors in the house and we can't be in the house. I'm living with my in-laws for this week, so I apologize. So the previous owner, the house was in the family for many generations. She didn't drive, never owned a car. Her parents did and used that as a driveway. It's since grown over, obviously, in that particular section. The only issue we had was we looked at the other side of the house, but we have electrical boxes and things that we would have to physically get moved, and this just makes the most logical sense to do the driveway. So.
Any questions or?
On the drive area from the roadway to the back to your pad, is that gonna be concrete, stone, or what?
I was told that it had to be concrete, so it would be concrete.
Asphalt,
yeah.
or a dustless surface, it can be concrete asphalt or a paver stone type, it cannot be gravel.
In the report, they mentioned something about drainage. Is there any specific drainage problems or just in general?
I think we're just concerned because it is on the property line, it abuts the property to the north, that they just be, whoever he has designed it, just be cognitive, not to try to drain any stormwater back onto his property, not the adjacent property.
I noticed there was a driveway entrance. Was that gonna be replaced or?
That location would remain, however, when our engineers review this, they would have, the owner would have to construct that apron to meet minimum engineering requirements. And that is one of the conditions. We had 3 conditions. One of the conditions was it meets minimum apron requirements per the city engineer, and it meets stormwater requirements per the city engineer. I think staff believes it's pretty straightforward. As Jordan indicated, there's a lot of driveways in this neighborhood that are right on the property line.
No other comments? Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion to approve his setback for a drive.
With all staff conditions.
With the staff conditions, yes. That's a good deal.
Second?
Second.
Wait.
Mr. Dallenbach?
Aye.
Ms. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn?
Yes.
Mr. Whitmore?
Yes.
Councilman Hellinger?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Junk?
Yes.
Clean up that space too.
Yeah.
Any board member comments or discussion items?
I rode by it, I think it's gonna clean it up and make it look really nice.
We're trying.
It looks really nice.
Don't disagree.
Any comments on any other discussions? We have down here a meeting for August 14th.
Yeah, at this time, we don't have any cases, but that could change.
It's a placeholder, okay.
All right. It's a placeholder, correct.
Seeing no other business, is there a motion for adjournment?
We can stay.
Can stay all night.
So moved.
We have a motion,
Second.
second?
There's always a.
Okay, roll call please.
Mr. Dockenbach?
Yes.
Ms. Fisher?
Yes.
Mr. Vaughn?
Yes.
Mr. Whitmore?
Yes.
Councilman Hellier?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Junk?
Yes.
Thank
Thanks,
you for your
everyone.
service, everyone.
May I suggest a tour of the new offices now that everybody's here? If you like.